Hey, YouTube. So, the video you're about to watch is technically supposed to be a test, audio test, just to kind of like get some words out there, figure out how the audio is and all that fun stuff. But I ended up liking it so much, I ended up using this as my final take, because all the other takes after this weren't as good as the one that I have now, because I'm just talking and yapping about a car that I love so much. So, hopefully, next time, this skateboard won't be crooked. Signed by Tony Hawk. And hopefully you guys enjoy the video. But on with the show. See ya. What's going on, YouTube? It's Darko, and as you read in the title, I sold my C63. Now, this isn't the first gen C63. This is kind of like the second gen W204 kind of thing. Had the wet clutch, had the slightly upgraded internals and things like that, but something about it just didn't do it for me. And don't get me wrong, it sounded beautiful. And I mean beautiful.
Nice.
It had a secondary cat delete, which kind of like opened up the sound. Nothing super aggressive, but just enough to kind of like get you to hear it. You heard the grunt. Everything was beautiful. The overall interior was perfect. The exterior had little hitches here and there, but nothing super crazy. The paint was immaculate, damn near immaculate. Sorry. But when it came to highway driving, beautiful. When it came to the stuff that I like to do, like the canyons and things like that, it just didn't do what I wanted. I have a 370Z that I've owned for about 11 years at this point, and that thing does everything that I like it to do. I haven't even done anything crazy to the suspension, but I am going to be doing some big things with that. But for the most part, for the C63, I think I had a 507 or Black Series upgraded suspension. I do apologize if I'm getting one of those wrong, but I think it was a Black Series suspension upgrade, so it would handle a little bit better. I wanted to kind of keep it as stock as I could without going too overboard, but had the Black Series suspension, everything was a little better from when I first bought it, but after that, it still felt lacking. I ended up trading that in after about 6 months to a year. Can't remember exactly what it was, but after about 6 months to a year, I ended up selling it off or trading it in, however you want to go about it, and got a luxury Nissan Skyline. And I guess a lot of people would say like, it's an upgrade, that's the downgrade, it's not the same class kind of thing. And I understand it's not necessarily the same class. It's probably not even in the same ballpark in terms of like what car is which kind of thing. But for me, the luxury Skyline was a major upgrade. It had the sound that I wanted. Almost. We're going to have to change that exhaust. It has the suspension and the setup and everything else in terms of handling that I love. And in this case, it's right-hand drive. So I got to have a little fun with that. It is a manual, so that's another plus, because as we all know, Mercedes doesn't make any manual transmission cars, or hasn't really made them in a long time of performance. So, you don't really get anything too crazy with the Mercedes. You don't really get anything that you really want to write home about with that kind of car. So what I did was I ended up grabbing the luxury Skyline, and I haven't really looked back. Yes, the Mercedes was fantastic, but this Skyline, or luxury Skyline, not even a Skyline, so I'm gonna stop it there, is fantastic. And a lot of people are confused about what a luxury Nissan Skyline is, so let me explain. It is a 97 Nissan Laurel. And yeah, years are vastly different. The overall aesthetic is vastly different. The overall handling are vastly different. But when it comes to just doing what I want, handling in the back roads, the straight line performance, and everything else, it does it. It really does it. So when it comes to this car, this is a major upgrade for me. I do love the aesthetic and how everything was inside of the C63. At the end of the day, it's making me happy, and I have kids, so it makes my kids happy too. So yeah, I just want to kind of like explain to you guys what that whole process was, show you what I did, because the whole trip, I guess trips in this case, was crazy. I had to get down to North Carolina twice. And when I said twice, I accidentally missed a plane. So I had to like go back and do all this stuff, last minute flight arrangements kind of thing. It was a nightmare. But I got it. I got the car itself. I drove it home about 6, 7 hours. I got it in my garage, and I have not stopped looking at it. I have not stopped wanting to drive it every day. I have not stopped wanting to just get in there and modify it, change the things and all that kind of good stuff. I have a whole list of parts that I'm going to be putting on, and I'm going to be showing you guys that I'm putting on. And I just want to kind of take you along for the ride, show you how much I love this car, and well, this car, and just kind of, explain the whole process. Because with this car, it's very rare. The Nissan Laurel itself is like a older car. I guess it has a nice lineage and things like that. A lot of people are going to see like the Laurel or Cefiro and all that kind of good stuff. And it's not necessarily that. It's not older and like the older models kind of thing. This is the 97, so the last few years that it was made. This is the RB25 DET kind of Neo conversion kind of thing. It has a Neo harness, but it's a Series 2 engine. I'm still kind of learning about everything, so I do apologize if I'm saying something incorrect. I know somebody in the comments is probably going to correct me, but yeah, everything about the car is beautiful. I've been driving the shit out of it, pardon my language, but driving the shit out of it, enjoying it way more than I feel like I enjoyed the C63, and I feel like it does more than the C63 ever did for me. So it came with super, 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 super heavy VSKFs, and that was like the first thing I really wanted to change about it. I know the VSKFs have like a weird kind of history, a weird kind of like love-hate relationship with the tuner community and things like that, but I just I didn't enjoy them. They were heavier than I wanted. The car it just felt heavy when I was driving it. I changed the tires on it after a weird issue that I had with the rear end, and just putting those rear new set of wheels on the back changed the car dramatically. So that was my main thing, is to end up changing those wheels out. Started changing the wheels out, and then kind of went from there. Changed the turbo, did some upgrades for, I guess like slight upgrades, not even upgrades, but like just like slight maintenance kind of stuff. So changing the spark plugs, changing the coil packs, not really upgrading the coil packs just yet. I'm going to be getting some GTR coil packs and all that kind of fun stuff, and just kind of making this car my own, but just kind of getting it nice in a nice stock form. There was a catch can on there, which is like a rare Gretty catch can, which is fantastic, but I wanted something a little different. Wanted the hoses cleaned up and things like that, so I've been working on that one. You'll see a couple of different videos for that as well, but for the most part, after about a year and close to a year and a half of owning this car, I can definitely say I'm probably not gonna get rid of it. I'm probably not going to stop messing with it. Probably not going to stop modifying it. I've probably got way more parts than you can shake a stick at in the basement that I'm just like ready to pop on this thing. So I really want you guys to understand what it is, because it's not often that you see this car. Especially in the forums, there's not a whole lot of people talking about it. There's not a whole lot of people really doing anything to these. There used to be a little bit of a community back in Australia in like 2002 to 2005, 2006 days. But ever since then, I haven't really seen anybody really modify them. After I bought my C35 Nissan Laurel, I guess 97 Nissan Laurel, it's a C35. I started seeing them pop up on some of the import sites. They're a little bit, well, and I'm not even going to say a little bit. They're quite a bit more than I paid for mine. I mean, mine does have a little bit higher mileage, but in the long run, it's everything that you'd want in a was that a GTT, but or a GTST, but kind of like a little bit more luxury, a wider body, a little bit more amenities. Funny thing, C35 Laurel, or like just the Laurel line in general, was the first car to offer the fold-in side mirrors. So you hit a button, folds them in. That's probably I think that is the first car that offered that, in like a, I guess, basic production kind of thing. So you're welcome. But yeah, other than that, it's just like a really great car. The I guess as I bought it, it already had a 5-speed manual swap because all of them do come with a automatic slush box kind of thing. Really not fun, especially for a car with an RB25, the power that it has and things like that. You really want to get something a little bit more. So super glad that that was already done for me. It already had a Nismo 2-way diff. It already has some coilovers from Blitz, and just like some basic other modifications. But for the most part, it is a great car. It does everything that I want, and hopefully you'll at least enjoy the car. I don't know about if you'll actually want one, but I'd love to kind of like just share what I am doing or what I like about the whole car itself. But for the most part, I mean, you can't beat it. It's the GTT or the GTST that you'd want from Skyline, the Skyline line, but all the parts are just a little bit better, in my opinion. They took a little bit more time to kind of like give you better materials. You have leather on the inside, and it is a 4-door. You have all the just like little amenities. It has like that little wood grain, fake wood grain kind of thing where like, you know, you get like the upper echelon kind of stuff, all that fun stuff that you would want in a like a more luxury car, but it has that RB25 DET. So it's like a Skyline in a suit, luxury Skyline. That's the best thing I can say. It is like the Nissan version of the JZX 100, so a lot of people are going to stop, or a lot of people have stopped me already and seen the L because it's a Laurel. So the sign, you're not going to see a whole lot of like Nissan emblems on it. You'll see the L, so it's going to be the Laurel. And everybody stops like, is that a Lexus? Is that a Toyota JZX 100? Is there a 1J in there, 2J in there? Like, what's going on? And everybody kind of stops when I say, oh, it's a Nissan and it's got an RB25. A lot of fun with that one. The suspension itself is from, I think, a R33 or R34 Skyline. The front suspension itself is usually from like a 240SX, S14, S13, S15. All those components work for the front, and then the rear end is all R33, R34 kind of stuff. Has that Hickus setup, has all the fun stuff that you would expect from the performance of the Skyline, but in like a tuxedo. Everything's nice and tucked up and all that kind of good stuff. Everything feels good. Everything handles like you'd want it to. Everything just kind of like does a little bit more. The worst thing that I've seen so far, or I guess like the bad part so far, is that it had like those like iron calipers kind of thing. Definitely upgraded those. But for the most part, it's a great car. I'm not sure if there's anything else I could tell you about it, that I'm just going to like keep gushing over this thing. But yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Hopefully you guys will come along for the ride with me, just kind of like driving the car, taking the first couple of laps around maybe a racetrack or something like that, maybe drifting it on the street, probably not on the street, but you know, maybe drifting it around some places, secluded, no people. I don't want a Mustang incident. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I'm not doing takeovers, any of that. But I do want to kind of show you what it has and what it has to offer for everybody else. Hopefully I get a few more people that are into those C35 Laurels, into Laurels in general, and just kind of get that name out there. I want it to be known just like the Skyline. I want it to be known just like the JZX100, because I mean, it is a JZX100. All the aftermarket body kits that the JZX100 can use, this Nissan Laurel can use, and it's probably, I think it's a little bit cuter. I like this one a little bit more. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the videos. This is Darko. So welcome to the channel. Hopefully you'll enjoy, and maybe you'll stay a little bit longer, seeing what I'm getting into. Like I said, I do have a Nissan kind of fetish. So I do have a Nissan 370Z that I drive quite a bit, or used to drive quite a bit. I have a 350Z that I want to make a strict crack. Excuse me. I do have a Nissan 350Z that I want to make into a strict track car and all that fun stuff. So got a few projects, got a few things cooking. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. But I'll see you later. Make sure you like and subscribe, and have a good one.
Gotta go. Draco baby chopper, leave him dead on the floor. Like they am my double what they want. I don't know.